Good morning, Viola here. This is Viola Ignites, and welcome to day number 23 of 28 Sparks to Catch Fire. This week, we're talking about time because I believe that if we have the right perspective of time, the time ahead and the time spent, then we can be ignited into bold and bolder moves towards our callings and our purpose on the earth. Are you ready to dive in? I sure am today. So I want to start off our consideration this week on this topic, saying to you, number one, you can't buy back the years you've lost. You can't. That's a fact. The time you had yesterday is gone, and you can't live yesterday over again. But you can redeem what the time you lost means. And I think that redemption, it changes whether or not you have fuel for the future or whether you're carrying dead weight into your better and or best days. So I encourage you not to treat your past as wasted time that you can't recover. The years that you spent stuck, the years you spent circling, going around the mountain, around and around and around, the seasons you let pass without building anything, without moving, the opportunities you didn't take that in your current awareness should have been opportunities that you did take. Don't carry your past like dead weight, like proof of things that you've already lost. And you know what dead weight does? It makes it harder to move. And especially, it makes it hard to go fast. But here's what the scripture says about redeeming time. The scripture says that redeeming time is not about a redemption of time that is gone, all right? But it's really about changing the transaction, okay? Buying back what was spent foolishly and making it purchase something different going forward. All right. And that's what I want us to discuss. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today, because your past is either fuel for your future or it's dead weight. And for many people, a heavy weight that prevents them from running. All right. And the difference is oftentimes it's not what happened. The difference is what you decided means. The difference is found in the framing of the experience, in the awareness, in the consideration of the past wasted. The biblical foundation that I want us to talk about today is found in Ephesians 5:15 and 16. The scripture says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil." I read it again. "See that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil." Another translation reads this way: "So be careful how you live. Don't live like fools, but like those who are wise. Make the most of every opportunity in these evil days." The Greek word for redeeming is the word exagorazō. And I know I'm probably not pronouncing it properly, but this is my best Greek accent, y'all. Exagorazō. And it's actually a marketplace term. It means literally to buy up completely, to purchase out of the market, to seize an opportunity before it's gone. And in ancient markets, certain goods were available for just a limited time window. A wise merchant would often look at this availability and recognize the moment and just buy up aggressively. While a foolish, let's call him foolish, a foolish merchant would, he would deliberate, he would hesitate, and he would do this indecisiveness until the goods were gone. So when you see the word redeeming the time in this scripture, in Ephesians 5:16, we're not being told to have better time management. We're not being told to be more efficient with our calendars, and that serves its purpose. But what we're being told is that time has a market price. Time has a market price. The inventory is limited. The window is going to close. And I think that when what we're considering, moving a little bit away from the analogy here, is that redeeming time is not about getting back what you've already spent, because you can't unbuy the purchase. The merchant who spent his money on something worthless was not going to get that transaction refunded. Okay, just remember when the scripture was written, right? No refunds, okay? But what he could do is extract value from what he has purchased, all right? Learn from the situation, from the transaction. Use the lesson to make him a better purchaser in the next season. Use the lesson to make him a wiser merchant. And that's the principle of redemption. And that's what I want to draw your attention to. Now, what is interesting is that there is psychology to confirm what the scripture says to us. And we're not going to dive too deep into it, but psychology confirms that memory is reconstruction, that your past is not a fixed file in your brain. No. And neuroscience has proven this repeatedly, that the story we tell ourselves about what happened, it shapes the neurological impact of what has happened. So two of us can experience the same setback, and one person remembers it as proof that they're not capable, and the other person remembers it as proof that they survived and that they learned, and as a result, they are thriving and or can thrive. Same event, same facts, but completely different fuel for the future. For one person, dead weight that incapacitates them, slows them down considerably. And for another person, fuel for the future. And so I want to say to you, the past you are carrying is a past that you have reconstructed. It's a past that you have the power to reframe. And if you've reconstructed that past as wasted time, failed attempts, proof of limitation, then that's what you have access to. Now, can that fuel ignite you? I don't think so. Can that fuel ignite you into movement, into bold movement, into hot pursuit of your calling? I don't think so. But here's the thing, you can reconstruct it differently. And I'm not asking or suggesting that you deny what happened, but I am suggesting that you reframe what you have purchased. That's how you're going to get fuel out of it. How does this work? Again, this is only a spark. Here is some things that you should consider. So, Ephesians 5:16, redeeming the time. Redeeming the time means you can't undo the transaction, but you can change what it bought. All right? And then thinking about memory, think about the psychology of reconstruction. It means that the story you tell yourself about your past is the value you're going to extract from it. So be careful the story you're telling yourself about your past. So when you look back at the time spent, the time you spent that you're considering lost time, stuck, waiting, circling, you have two choices. Number one, you can treat it like it's wasted time, dead weight, proof that you're behind, proof that nothing works for you, you are not favored, you missed your window, you missed your opportunity, you missed your prime, your time was wasted. You can process it in that way. And that way it's going to produce shame, it's going to produce comparison, it's going to produce the belief, and it's a very limiting belief, that it's too late for you now. Okay? So why bother? Why start? This is the second choice, second option that you have. You can extract the lesson. You can name what you've learned. You can identify what that season built in you that your calling now requires. And when you reframe it that way, that past is going to produce authority that you can leverage. It's going to produce resilience. It's going to produce urgency. Same years, same events, completely different fuel. And I know there's a lot of us that have need of completely different fuel. Fuel that would ignite us to move boldly in the direction that we have always known was the direction we were to move into. The person who is able to redeem their past has much more to work with than the person who has never struggled. Just think about it, right? Because the person who has had to redeem their past, reframe their past, they know something that another person would never know. That person has developed an endurance, has developed a capacity that the smooth path can never provide, right? That person carries an authority that they have earned through survival. They have earned it. But you can't leverage this unless you redeem the transaction. So you have to redeem the transaction. And I want to confront something directly. I think some of us treat our past as an excuse for why we can't move forward. We weaponize our past against ourselves. I've wasted too many years. I should have started sooner. Other women my age are already further along. And I just want to say to you, if that's your reframe, if that's how you're thinking, that's not stewardship. That is complete self-indulgence. Because if that's how you think, if that's how you process it, what you're in fact saying is that your past is unredeemable. It's fixed. It's final. It's wasted beyond recovery. And I don't think scripture gives you that option. If you're still alive, waking up every morning, listening to me, the scripture does not give you the option to think about your past as unredeemable, as fixed, as final, as wasted beyond recovery. You do not have that option from a scriptural perspective. The scripture tells us, redeem the time because the days are evil. It doesn't say if the days were good. It doesn't say when you didn't waste the early years, when you acted like you're going to be forever young. It says redeem the time because the days are evil, which I think means that the mandate to redeem time is especially when your past looks like a mess. Redeeming time is not contingent on having spent time well up to this point. No. It's what you do when you have already spent it badly. It's what you do when you've wasted time. You redeem time when you've wasted time and you've become wise enough to extract value from the purchase anyway. So here's the exercise. Here's the spark for you. I'm asking you today, not next week, because we're talking about time, y'all. Today, I'm asking you to sit down, right, with the years that you have been calling wasted. The season or the seasons that you stayed stuck. For some of us, we can look back on our last 39 years and say, oh, I've wasted all this time. Some of us look back and say, I've been saved 30 years and I've wasted too much time. I should have done X, Y, and Z. Yes. So I want you to look back. The seasons that you're calling wasted time, the seasons that you stayed stuck, the opportunities you didn't take, the calling that you circled and circled and circled, you've known, but you didn't commit to, right? And I want you to ask these 3 questions. Number 1, what did that season actually purchase for you? Not what you wished it should have purchased, clearly. That's not what we're talking about. But what did it actually buy for you? Did it buy patience? Did it buy endurance? Did it buy clarity about what you don't want? Did it buy a skill that you needed but you didn't even know you were building? I want you to name it and I want you to write it down. Number 2, how is that purchase? How is it useful to my calling now? Because I know that season has value, it has worth, it has taught you something. That delay has built something. That detour has positioned you somewhere. So what is it? And how does your understanding of your calling now benefit from what that season has purchased? That's the second question I want you to answer. And this is the third question I want you to answer. What does redemption look like going forward? If you could extract the maximum value, maximum value from the season, that season or those seasons, how would you steward it differently? Would you stop apologizing for being behind? Would you wipe off the shame from being what you think is behind schedule? Would you stop comparing your timeline to someone else's? Would you start leveraging the authority that you now have because you have survived that season? I want you to write it down. This is redeeming time. This is exagorazō, okay? You're sitting in the marketplace with a purchase that you regret. And instead of lamenting and mourning the transaction over and over and over and over again, being submerged in this grief, you're finding value in what you bought and you're putting it to work. And many of us, this is our season to redeem time. This is our season to redeem time. We can't buy back the years that we've lost, but we can redeem what that time means, what those years mean, and we can use that redemption as fuel for our future. We can say that this is inventory for us. This is not wasted time. And so the only question remains, is your past going to be fuel for your future? Is your past going to ignite you to run in this season? Is your past going to ignite you to catch fire in this season and set others on fire? What is the value of your past? We now have a mandate to buy it back starting today. All right? That's what I have for you. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want more of this, I have an opportunity to work with 20 people for 12 weeks. Find much more about it at the website, ignitemyyear.com. Let's redeem time and catch fire together.